Hello and welcome. I'm Peter, and we're here to make progress, not perfection, but on that way to progress, you've probably been hit by this move. Today's move that we're going to talk about is down back 3, this attack from Hwoarang. This is actually a really important key low for Hwoarang because it's neutral on hit, right? It's neutral on hit, and it gives really good plus frames on counter hit. +7. Pretty fucking good. Pretty fucking good low. And it has incredible range. We're at what? Range 2? I think this will hit from like 2.2, 2.3. Oh, easy. Easy. 2.4 maybe? Oh, easy. Easy. 2.5? Oh, easy. Easy. Damn, where does this move not hit from? We're at what? 2.6? 2.5? Oh, look at that range. Look at that range. So this move is really good because it has really, really good range and it high crushes. So if I record Hwoarang doing Magic 4? Magic 4 just by itself for Hwoarang is what? -6? Maybe -7? -6? Okay, -6. At -6, Hwoarang can still crush jabs in this situation, right? This is so good, this move. At -6, you're still crushing jabs. So this is a very disruptive tool that has really, really good range. The startup, 19 frames, right? It's kind of slow for a low attack coming out at 19 frames, but it's not bad because it high crushes and has really, really good range. It is -13 on block, right? This move, if you happen to block it, -13. So it is punishable. This attack, afterwards, Hwoarang is recovering in crouch, right? He's in crouch this whole time. To play around this move, you can think of it as a very linear attack. Generally speaking, you can usually sidewalk it whichever way you want. The preferred way I think you're supposed to sidewalk it is to sidewalk it to the left, I think. But right works as well. It just depends on your character's sidewalk. And even some of the fattest characters in the game, so even Marduk in this situation can sidewalk this right? This move attack, he can sidewalk it right. He can also do it left. So let's go over the common mix-ups. We're going to talk about this move on hit. We're not going to talk about it on counter hit because on counter hit, he's at +7. Here, you just have to hold the mix, whatever the mix is afterwards. You just have to hold that. At +7, you might as well just assume that you got hit with a jab, and now you're just gonna have to hold this mix. Unless you're crazy and you wanna mash, but I'm gonna show you why that's probably not a good idea later. This is gonna be the first option we're gonna take a look at, which is down back 3 into while standing 4-4. So this is Hwoarang, while standing 4-4 is Hwoarang's 11 frame Punisher, and it gives him +4 frames and puts him in right foot forward. This is the most common flowchart you will see that happens, right? This combo right here. This is the most common situation that you will absolutely see Hwoarang's throw out. I'm going to show you 2 ways to deal with this setup right here. If you get hit by down back 3 from a distance, so let's say at a further range, what you can do to avoid this while standing 4-4 is you can sidewalk left or you can sidewalk right. Again, this is going to depend on your character, right? You can avoid this altogether if you get hit by it at range. You can sidewalk right and then whiff punish. I believe you can also do it for sidewalk left. I think Brian might be a little chunky for it. Oh no, you can do this too. So either way you want to step is fine. However, if you get caught up close, let's say you're at this range right here, right? At range 1-0, right? You cannot step this right, and you cannot step this left. There is no way that you can step left or right unless you're a character who has a godlike sidestep or sidewalk or an evasive attack. I believe Lily and Alyssa are the characters that can sidewalk it left. Yeah. So if your character's name is Lily or Alyssa, maybe Zafina, you can step this up close. Let's say you happen to be a character like Dragunov, or another character who doesn't exactly have a very good sidestep move, and you get hit with this up close, right? What are your options? Well, the best options are actually the ones that are 10 frames. So if you have a 10 frame move that has counter hit properties, in the case of Dragunov, it would be 1-2-1. This is actually really good in this situation. If you know Hwoarang is going to do down back 3 into while standing 4-4, if you know they're going to do this, then your best option up close is just to mash your 10 frame counter hit move. So in the case of Brian, 1-2-4 is a great option. This gets, you guys won't believe how much this is flowcharted. This is flowcharted so hard. Down back 3 into while standing 4-4. So Brian's 1-2-4 is actually pretty good for this. 40 damage for them attempting to flowchart. Now, let's say you're playing against a better Hwoarang player, right? And he does this and then does this. And what you do is, you punish it correctly, right? He does down back 3 into while standing 4-4. And this happens to be at range, right? And you launch him for it. There are ways for Hwoarang to actually play around your sidestep. This 51 damage that you just took is all guaranteed simply because you decided that you wanted to step. And that's because down back 3 into while standing 3 is basically homing unless you absolutely have ridiculous sidestep for a character. Right? There's no way that I avoid this. This, I have no way of avoiding it. I'm trying to sidestep, sidewalk. Nope, this is not going to work at range. And it also won't work up close. Right? I'm up close. This still won't work. So this is the play around if Hwoarang happens to hit down back 3 at range. Right? You want to step? He can do while standing 3 in this situation to catch you from stepping. So in this case, then the question becomes, all right, so Hwoarang has these two options, right? Down back 3, while standing 4-4, which we just talked about previously, which if you block at range, you can sidewalk and then whiff punish. But he also happens to have this into this practically tracking attack, right? So what is your options here? Well, because while standing 3 from Hwoarang comes out in 14 frames, or 15, I guess, in this scenario because of a pushback. Because of this is where magic 4s are super important. So this is really important. And you get your combo. But the universal option for both of these, is just to use your 10 frame counter hit attack. To use your 10 frame universal. This way you don't really have to guess on these, right? You don't have to guess between while standing 3 and while standing 4-4. You don't have to guess between these two options. So if you're Julia or Bears, or if you're Lars, you can just G-Clef cannon that shit. Now you're thinking like, well, okay, so then I can just constantly do my 10 frame. But in reality, it's not that simple because, well, Hwoarang can play around your 10 frame as well. Right? He can play around your 10 frame in this situation as well. Because you decided that you just wanted to press your luck and try to jab him in between, he can crouch cancel into a down forward 2 in this situation. This is kind of the danger in just autopiloting, like trying to do a jab of some sort, right? He can just launch you for doing this. And your play around in this situation would be, right? In this situation would just be to throw out your homing move, your fastest homing move. So if you try to do, you know, your 10 frame counter hit, you're just gonna get counter hit out because he's doing sidestep into a down forward 2. And like as we talked about before, homing move. Homing move. Homing move. So these are this is your play around if you find that Hwoarang is doing sidestep into a down forward 2. Now for the options that are a little less scary, We have down back 3 into down back 4, down back 3 into full crouch 3, and down back 3 into dick jab. I suppose I'll toss in this one. Down back 3 into crouch cancel, down back 3. This sequence is very akin to Dragunov's down 2 into crouch cancel down 2. If you try to do something in this situation, if you try to 10 frame Hwoarang, this is what's going to end up happening. He can loop this into this, right? And this is the same idea with any of these options. Down back 3 into down back 4. Down back 3 into down full crouch 3. And down back 3 into dick jab. All of these options are meant to prevent you from doing your 10 frame counter hit tool. The best way to counter any of these, low parry. That's your best option, right? Low parry is your best friend here to prevent any of these options. But in reality, I don't actually think low parrying is really worth it. I think actually, if you are really afraid of these lows, it's not that bad. It's really not that bad because these lows don't do that much damage, right? I don't think it's necessarily worth it to be trying to low parry for this, because if you try to low parry for this, you might just end up eating this. You just might end up eating that. It's just not worth it, right? Low parrying and getting that, that's not good. Because this, as we established before, is 51 damage. I'm on a low parry. Oh no! 51 damage. Not worth it. But yeah, these lows, whatever, dude. Just take these lows. Like, I think if you want to just take these lows, backdash out, right? Just backdash out, reestablish neutral. Towards the end of the round, if you really want to make a read, you can absolutely go for, you know, these reads on these lows. But if you have the health lead and you can spare it, just back up, play neutral, okay? Just back up, play neutral, and be solid about it. Don't risk it. Thanks for watching, guys, and joining me on this video. Also, thank you so much, patrons, for your ever so gracious support. Without you, this would have not been possible. And if you're new here and you like what you see, consider subscribing and hitting that bell notification icon. Below in the descriptions, as always, I also have my links to my Discord, Twitter, Twitch, and Patreon page. See ya next time.